Hi guys, this is kind of part two, so welcome to the second video of the channel. In this one I want to kind of go over coffee and kind of same thing as last video. I want to run down some cool facts, kind of some history, and then just kind of discuss it. So I guess let's get into it. Pretty cool, kind of just like cigars, coffee first kind of popped up and started getting popular around the 15th century, same as cigars. The only difference is it was on the other side of the world, I guess. The first recorded coffee drinking was actually in the Middle East area in Yemen versus cigars, which is one on the other side of the world in the Americas. So it's kind of cool. They started popping up around the same time. And actually all the world's coffee came from Yemen up until the 17th century, which is pretty interesting and didn't know about. Then after that, you know, it started really getting kind of popular and started diverse around the world, you know, to other parts of the Middle East. There's actually a country called Java, which I didn't know that. It's like an Indonesia area, and that started. That was a big coffee producing country at one point. The word coffee came from the Dutch, which is a little offshoot of whatever their word was, around 1502. So as soon as it started breaking off, and some, you know, aristocrats or whatever you want to call them went to the Middle East and then came back with coffee, it started getting popular around Europe, kind of more Eastern Europe, and then it eventually started making its way down to, you know, Italy and then the rest of the world. And it was crazy when I was looking into this. There was, as you might imagine, quite a lot more information in history and kind of traceability with coffee than there was cigars, which would make sense because I would say coffee is definitely more popular than cigars. But definitely a lot of cool facts. Which it kind of surprised me that it said the coffee industry even today was only worth about $500 to $600 billion, which is obviously a lot of money. But you know, I guess you would think, you know, worldwide altogether it would kind of be a little bit more than that. But you know, when you have just one tech company that's, you know, worth over $1 trillion, so just kind of interesting. There's two main types of coffee plant that's grown: the Arabic and then the Robusta. The Arabic one is definitely the most popular, the most well used. It's more of the smoother coffee. The Robusta is more of the harsh coffee, cheaper coffee. That's kind of what I guess some cheaper brands use to kind of fill. You could use it for espresso because it's a lot more bitter, less smooth, but it is stronger. So some people could like that. For me, I like the Arabic variant a little bit more. Another fun kind of fact was the British, I guess at some point there was a shortage of coffee, or they couldn't get it or whatever, so they dissolved burnt bread in hot water to make a coffee kind of flavored drink, which I thought was pretty funny and definitely very British sounding. And actually the US, coffee was not popular up until the Revolution. And that was mainly due to the Revolution and it being hard to get tea, obviously, because of the war with the British. So we kind of switched to coffee. And by 1920, half of all coffee produced and half of all the consumption of the coffee in the world was done by the U.S. So pretty crazy how, you know, in that short amount of time we basically became the #1 coffee consumer. And now we also, we produce a lot. There's obviously different variants of, especially Seattle coffee, and there's also some certain blends of coffee down in the Kentucky and Tennessee area as well in the States. But just a lot of really random cool facts about coffee that you just never think of because nobody really looks up coffee, I guess. But just there's the different sort of plants, how they grow. The soil's very important. They discovered that because natural coffee kind of grows under the canopy in rainforest, and they learned, once it kind of started getting mass produced, they needed it faster, so they just grew it in direct sunlight, and it made the plant grow a lot more. It produced more bushels of coffee. I guess apparently some people say there is a difference with the tastes. I guess that's an argued fact. But and just like with any, I guess, crop, there's a lot of there's certain beetles and bugs that destroy the plant per usual, because bugs are the worst thing ever. Coffee is one of those very particular things to where there's so many different ways to get to the end goal, which is the beverage, but there's just so many different ways when it comes to growing the plant, what kind of conditions there are, what you do with the bean when it's off the plant, how you roast it, and then even once you're done with that, then there's how to brew it, and there's so many different ways to brew it, and then even to serve coffee, do you like an espresso, do you like it black, do you like a lot of stuff in it? There's so many different variables about coffee. That are, I guess, obvious, but it's just something that you never really sit and think about. So, kind of cool. For me, I love coffee. I loved, even in the summertime, I love having a cup of coffee in the morning, usually 1 to 2 cups for me. I do usually use a little creamer. Nothing, no crazy creamer, none of the coffee mate crap, just some good heavy, little heavy sweet cream for me, and that about does it. I do enjoy espresso, and sometimes I'll get some fancy coffees, I guess, but mainly it's just regular coffee at the house. And then that's another thing too. If you guys like, do you like making coffee at home? Are you one of the people that go out every day and buy it? And do you have a preference on where you buy it? Do you like Starbucks, Dunkin'? Do you like more of a local place? For me, I do like those every once in a while, but they're just so ungodly expensive that I just can't justify doing that often. So that's kind of like a special thing, I guess, or just if you're out and you're really craving coffee. But for me, it's just mainly in-house. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more interesting facts about coffee and a lot more rabbit holes that you can go down with coffee. But just like with the first video, kind of wanted to make this short and sweet and relay to you guys why I named the channel this. It's 2 things that I enjoy doing. It's 2 things that I think go well together, because I don't drink and I don't do any sort of other drugs or anything like that. So it's literally just cigars and coffee, or my vices or whatever. So, I'm not going to sit down with a cigar and have a nice glass of whiskey. I'm going to sit down with a cigar and have a nice cup of coffee. And I think they kind of go hand in hand. They kind of have the same tones to them as well. But that's definitely what this channel is kind of going to be about. It's going to start off with cigar and coffee of the day, and then we're going to get into the video. But I definitely wanted to keep an emphasis on the coffees and the cigars, so that's why I kind of wanted to put these first 2 videos out. Kind of go over some cool facts that I thought were interesting, and yeah, really kind of go from there. So once again, guys, definitely please comment and tell me about your coffee story. You know, how you kind of started getting into coffee. What kind of coffee have you had? Have you had any weird, crazy stories? You know, maybe if you were in the military. There's definitely some interesting coffees that we might have had to drink back in the day. So definitely drop a comment. Let me know, and let me know if you once again want me to kind of dive deeper into this, because it was pretty interesting and fun researching these topics. So two things I'm passionate about, and I'm excited to share them with you guys and really get this channel going. So please subscribe, like the video, definitely comment. I definitely want to get a comment on these ones, and thanks for watching. We'll be back with the next one.